This boy right here is going to be coming out very shortly, and we want to go ahead and talk about his story. So guys, what do we know about Scaramouche? What is going on, my dudes? Tasha here, back again with another Genshin Impact video. And today, if you guys like the content, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below. And don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified of when the next episode of, you know, whatever this series is going to be, comes out next. I don't know if this is going to be a series. I want to know if you guys are going to like it. So I wanted to start off with Scaramouche. So I wanted to kind of go over the little bit about him that we know, if I can confirm some stuff, and I might miss some stuff. My apologies in advance, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. But this is going to be a discussion and kind of a little bit of a history lesson on Scaramouche. Now, first things first, let's start at the beginning of when we met Scaramouche. Now, if you weren't playing Genshin Impact way back when, like basically in version 1.1, we got the Unreconciled Stars event, which we got to hang out with Mona and who else was it? I think it was Mona and Fischl, maybe? I might be wrong on that, so my apologies. But we got to hang out with Mona, and at that time we actually met Scaramouche, which he didn't really tell us his name before then. He just introduced himself as a vagrant from Inazuma. And at first we thought he was like a friendly. We didn't know really anything about him until he found out that we were the Traveler. And that's when he started to go into the offensive. But we didn't actually get to fight him. What had happened was he actually came and found us with Mona, and Mona sensed something was wrong and instantly teleported us and her away from Scaramouche. And that's when we found out that he was working with the Fatui in the story. So that was a really cool event because that made us all hyped for Scaramouche. And honestly, you know, our first introduction was really cool. He looked like a big baddie, and it was really fun to actually kind of see it. And honestly, I got really hyped for him as a character, and I think everybody else did because that was our introduction. That was the perfect introduction to it. We also found out that later on, like in the story, I can't remember exactly when. I was doing some research on this, but I couldn't find exactly when we found out. He actually did go to Liyue afterwards, and he was basically tricked into going there by the Jester, and basically he found out that the stars in the sky are a lie, quote unquote, or something along those lines, which really caused a little bit of issues with him, I guess. And you know, that's basically all I got for that. So but when we got to Inazuma, things kind of changed. Back over in 2.2 or 2.3, I can't remember exactly, is when we actually met up with Scaramouche again over the secret facility of Delusions, and that's when we confront him, and also Yaimiko confronts him about what is going on. During that time, the Traveler and Paimon actually pass out in the little cutscene. Spoiler alert, my apologies for you who haven't actually done that yet. But we do end up passing out from the Delusions, which were basically visions that drain the life force of the user. And in that instance, I guess Yaimiko and Scaramouche actually had a negotiation where he accepted A's Gnosis, or Raiden Shogun's Gnosis, and allowed Yaimiko and the Traveler and Paimon to leave unharmed. So there was a lot that went on in that conversation, but of course, you know, tight-lipped Yaimiko won't tell us exactly what happened. And I think this is where Scaramouche started to question his own actions, or at least that's how I felt about it. Now, granted, we kind of know the story after that, where we find out that Scaramouche is actually a Raiden Shogun puppet, or the first puppet. And that's why he's, you know, the way that he is. He got kind of tossed away. He went from family to family, watching them either get killed or, you know, basically run away from him. And honestly, he had a very bad life. And that's what kind of led him down this path of, you know, being this evil being of a sort. And then after obtaining the Gnosis and Signora's death, Scaramouche kind of cut off contact with all the Fatui Harbingers. You know, and basically everybody thought that he just went rogue. Apparently, from what I'm reading here, Child actually went to Inazuma to track him down, and I think that's when we found him and Xinyan during the what's that event called? The little paperboy event with the I can't, you get what I mean, the little paper samurai. I can't remember the event off the top of my head, so I feel really bad. But I'm only going off of Cliff Notes and what I can remember, so my apologies. But yeah, everybody went to Signora's funeral if you saw the cutscene that they posted on YouTube, except for Scaramouche, because Scaramouche had already left for Sumeru. And that's when things started to get a little hectic. That's right, that's when we caught up with, you know, today's version just about, where Scaramouche actually came to Sumeru to become a new god. Yes, he wanted to become the god of this world without having to rely on how the Archons used to do it back in the day. And he had help from, you know, the academia and of course the Fatui, with, you know, Dottoire being one of the main, you know, people to kind of push for it. And obviously, if you haven't caught up with it, I don't want to spoil too much, but ultimately we succeed in stopping him. And I gotta tell you guys, the story in general, like outside of the Scaramouche stuff, I can't spoil too much because there's so much good information from this and the story is beautiful that I won't spoil exactly what happens. But I will tell you the end result is that we stop Scaramouche from going on this absolute freaking rampage of being a god, and it leads up to where we're at now, going into 3.3, where we're gonna find out more about Scaramouche. But that's the thing with Genshin Impact, is that Scaramouche has been one of those characters that they have built up since the beginning, and this is only a little bit of his lore. There's plenty of other pieces of lore out there for him that I don't think a lot of people have really dug into. And if you want to see me dig more deeper into the Scaramouche lore, I definitely want to hear about it in the comments down below. Maybe I'll make that into a whole series itself, but I'm excited for Scaramouche because the fact that while yes, his personality is very giant god complex, but I still feel that there's more to Scaramouche. Sorry. There's more to Scaramouche than we know already. Like, there's so much to this character, and they've been building him up for almost 3 years. Okay? Like 2 years and what, 3 months? 2 years and 3 months of this character being built up, and we finally get him. I think that there's going to be more to his story than meets the eye. But again, that's all dependent on if you've looked at spoilers or not, because I haven't really looked at those spoilers. But yeah, guys, I highly encourage you to finish up the actual Archon quest line so that you could see what happens at the end with Scaramouche and what happens with Nahida when it pertains to, you know, her being Lesser Lord Kusanali. Because there's so much, like, I love the lore of Genshin Impact, and this is actually getting spicy. So I'm really digging it. But again, I can't wait for Scaramouche to come out. I'm really excited for it, and I hope that you guys are as well. But let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Scaramouche is going to be one of the biggest lore characters out there, or are you just excited to finally get him out of the way? Are you skipping him for 3.4 characters? And let me know what you guys think. But that's going to be it for today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. As always, guys, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to entertain you. We will be back again with another Genshin Impact video. And as always, we will catch you guys in the next video. Please take care and be safe.